Now, I am not necessarily going to press the start button yet, because this shows up and I want to sort of be getting cutscene to roll. I know this is going to be yet another long and lengthy project, but I am familiar with this game. I've completed this game relatively recently, as in within the past, well, under a year. It's a relatively, well, short by JRPG standards. I guess it's hard for me to tell. And I'll be doing this alongside Terranigma. I am currently lost in Terranigma, which is why I'm doing this now. I want to do something I'm at least familiar with. Because the projects I'm doing now, well, Super Castlevania 4 has been a constant failure recently. I'm at the end boss, Dracula, and just am doing terrible. Don't know precisely where I am at Sonic. Was going to do that today, but I start a new job tomorrow and it's a day shift, so my anxiety is very high. Figure I won't do another Terranigma because I don't know where to go and I don't necessarily want to look up a guide yet, though in all honesty I will. So I decided to do this. I'm not sure how I am going to do this in regards to editing out the battles. Editing is a major, well, it's not a major pain in the butt, it's more a major inconvenience. And I might leave the battles in. Just to sort of make it easier for me, I might edit them out. I might decide to edit them out later. I legitimately do not know. So this is Phantasy Star 4. No, I am not starting with Phantasy Star 1. Usually I like to do the games in chronological order, but Phantasy Star 1 is, well, the dungeons are first person, and I'm not a fan of that. Phantasy Star 2, the dungeons are way too easy to get lost in. In fact, the dungeon where you meet the sort of, I believe, first boss, or first major boss anyways, I kept getting lost each and every time I keep trying to play the game, despite using maps and guides that I didn't necessarily give up on it. I am going to eventually complete it, just not anytime soon. Phantasy Star 3 is sort of the bastard child of the main 4 games, but I honestly don't mind it. I think it's a good game. But this one, out of the 4 main games, is definitely the, in my opinion, superior one. Which is why I'm starting off with it. I might do 3. Might even do 2 if I get familiar with enough with it, and if I decide to do 1, I will be doing it alongside a guide, just if for no other reason than it may very well be older than Final Fantasy, the original NES Final Fantasy. It's archaic. Don't get me wrong, it's archaic in a good way, but it's still archaic. And the whole first dungeon thing, even in more Western RPGs, dungeon crawlers and what have you, I've just never been a big fan of. So yeah, I've decided to do this, and I'm, for some reason, doing this today in the hopes to lower my anxiety. I'm looking forward to tomorrow and dreading it at the same time. Because I've always hated the morning shifts, but the way I figure, I worked morning shifts at the scrapyard. I worked morning shifts at the liquid recycling place. The liquid recycling place, however, was 10-hour days, well, 10.5-hour days. You didn't get paid for lunch, but you get paid for 10 hours, 4 days a week, which was what made it tolerable because every weekend was a long weekend. In hindsight, every weekend I pretty much slept though, so maybe it was a good thing I got canned there. Though in regards to that place, it paid the bare minimum. The people demanded perfection right away with no training. Like, I don't think I was ever trained on anything. Just pretty much, you see this? This is what you do. Go do it and do it perfectly, by the way. Otherwise, they're going to be on your ass. The conditions of my layoff, I was recently injured there, and I didn't even know that I was necessarily canned. I almost went to work the day I was canned. They let me know by text when I was asleep. So in regards to that, the way they did that, good riddance. Absolutely good riddance. I really don't miss the job. I didn't hate it, though I did hate the hours, and the way they set up breaks was bizarre. First break was like a hour and a half in. Second break was, I think, 3.5 hours, so that the time between first and second break just dragged. Absolutely dragged. And they paid minimum wage. Now, I'm not necessarily as minimum wage means minimum effort variety, but if you're paying someone minimum wage and you're not training them, you're just telling them what to do, and you immediately demand perfection, yeah, fuck you. Fuck you up the ass with a sandpaper condom. Just saying. Absolutely horrid. Now, I don't know how long this first video is going to be. I was tempted to do just an introduction of the sort of cutscenes. This game does have kind of cutscenes. I mean, it has cutscenes that you'd expect from this era, from the 16-bit era. Nothing like, obviously, like the cutscenes done nowadays, or even a few generations ago, but considering the technological limitations of the time for consoles, I mean, they may not have necessarily been called cutscenes back in that era, back when this game was released, but nowadays, I mean, basically, let's be honest, they're cutscenes. Just saying. Just absolutely saying. I am, despite working the hours, I get back, well, I shouldn't say I get back, I get off at 3:30, sometimes 4. They apparently sometimes want you to work an extra half hour, which I kind of have issues with, but considering I'm getting the way the work is set up, I get a ride there and a ride back if they want me to work the extra half hour. So long as I get a ride to where I am supposed to be let off, I don't mind. Because if it was, oh, we want her to work an extra half hour, and I say no, I'm still obviously going to need the ride there, so I see no point in just standing around doing nothing, waiting for the shift to end so everybody else can go and get dropped off as well. Now, the ride there is not necessarily straight from and to. I have to take a bus to the office and get a ride there, but the bus is, it's not necessarily a walking distance, but if I needed to, I call it just be a very, very long walk to the point where if I were to get up when my alarm starts and walk there, I'd probably be late anyways. But as far as bus rides go, it's like under a half hour. Same bus, different direction from when I was working at a liquid recycling place. Same bus, but no detour when I was or no transfer when I was working at the scrapyard. And I was heading in that general direction, just obviously got off at a different stop. Same bus I was taking before I got the bullshit layoff from the last job. Joys of being a temp, but unfortunately trying to find full-time work in this. I don't know if it's this city or just the way it is now. It's damn near impossible. But yeah. So I know the bus schedule, the bus very well. I can easily get there on time, and knowing me and my anxiety, I'll probably be showing up early anyways just to make sure I don't miss it. Maybe smoke my tobacco pipe while I wait. Check out my phone, bring a book or something. What have you. You know. Do I want to do well, if it were up to me, like, I know there are people who say if you don't work, what do you do all day? Well, my attitude is if I don't work, I can do whatever I want all day. Even if all I want to do is nothing, but, like, I don't necessarily work for something to do. I work so I can earn enough money so I don't have to, if that makes any sense. Because I really don't want to work on anything I don't want to work on myself. If I were independently wealthy, I wouldn't be working at all, or I'd be doing whatever I want to do if I made money from it, what have you. Kind of like with my writing. I make money off my writing. I don't consider it work. It's work. Let's not kid ourselves here. It is work. Whoever said, do your passion as your job and you will never work a day in your life, is either blatantly lying or a damn fool. Do your passion for work and you will be hustling pretty much 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So, in regards to the never work a day in your life, that's just wrong. 100% just absolutely wrong. And I was told that lie. I feel a burp coming on, but never mind. It's coming up slowly. But that was an absolute lie. That felt good. And excuse me, but it was a lie. I was told by people in authority when I was young. Pretty much all my life. And it was also kind of ironic because the people who told me weren't working doing their passion, so how would they know, you know? I don't blame them, they were blatantly ignorant, but in regards to who came up with the saying, phrase, what have you, yeah, they could not have been more wrong. Just saying, they could not have been more blatantly wrong. So don't believe it. If you want to do it anyways. Just know that it's going to be pretty much a constant hustle. Even when I'm not hustling, I'm hustling in my mind, thinking of ways I could do this, do that, promote right ideas, what have you. Even when I'm doing something else, like when I was working before, I was thinking about it. Like it's basically even if I'm not directly thinking about it, it's always on the back of my mind. So yeah, I'm pretty much in a constant 24, well, not necessarily 24, I sleep and all, but every waking moment, pretty much, even if it's a background, I'm hustling. That's just sort of the nature of the game. I'm telling you all right now, so yeah. Now I am at the last chapter of First Nephi, which is the Book of Mormon. When I finish it, it will be entitled the Book of Moron. After I finish it, I might do one, maybe 2 books in the Quran. Or Karaf, which is what I'm thinking of calling it, but I am open to suggestions in regards to what's the title of my satirical rewrite of the Quran could be, whether or not it comes from you people or my publisher, other outside sources, what have you. Yes, I'm doing the Quran. Yes, I know they're gonna kill me for it. No, I don't care. Religion of peace, my ass. That's the way I figure. If I want my writing to succeed, and if it does succeed, if the Christians won't kill me, the Muslims will, so not as if I'm going to be living in relative safety, you know? Yes. Islam's a new religion to fear, well. Look at the Christian zealots and tell me they're not as equally bad, it's just they're not as equally much in the news. Basically, same wing, different bird. Or different wing, same bird. Sorry. My verbal dyslexia flips that around. I don't know what it is. I call it verbal dyslexia because I'll switch words when I speak or what have you. I call it verbal dyslexia. I honestly don't know what it is. Basically, my mouse does not keep up with my thoughts, so my mouth stumbles. Maybe it's a high-functioning autistic thing, I honestly don't know. Not as if I could ask a psychiatrist because I don't have one right now, but it's not as if I want a psychiatrist. All I would need a psychiatrist for is prescriptions, maybe updates to the medication, that's it. And considering my family doctor prescribes me the medication anyways. Having a psychiatrist isn't exactly a priority for me. It's not even necessarily something I want. It's something other people argue I made. And I tend to disagree with them because the problem with the psychiatrist is they don't just want to prescribe you the medication, they want you to talk. And I really don't feel like talking. They ask all these stupid questions, especially how does that make you feel? Indifferent. I really don't care enough about it or what have you to really have any sort of emotional response. Like, I'm not exactly an emotional person despite having a psychiatrist, so why do you keep trying to push me to talk about something that I lack? Also, in regards to the mental health profession as it is, let's be honest, it's the patients who know significantly more than those trying to run it. If for no other reason than, mental health isn't exactly something that will be studied and what have you. I mean, I know there's been attempts, but the only people who really know are the people dealing with it. Those trying to figure it out really haven't a clue. Like the psychiatrist, like how can they possibly know? They don't deal with it. They think they know, but they don't, and in all honesty, they never will. Psychiatrists are basically all quacks. Not all of them necessarily intend to be quacks, but I have yet to come across any example that was not a quack. Just saying. Geez, 22 and a half, almost 23 minutes and I haven't even gotten into the first battle. Shall I end it now? Before I go into the basement? I think that's exactly what I'm going to. I didn't intend to, I thought I was going to end it after the first sort of initial boss. Or shortly after the first initial boss anyways, but considering how long this video is now, I'm just gonna wait by the what are supposed to be stairs, but this due to these sprites, it looks more like a hole in the ground with stairs in the hole. This here. Thanks for watching, everybody. Take care and bye.